Today I'm going to introduce you to a tracker that I've developed. The tracker has a few really great features that I think can be incredibly useful and helpful for teachers. And I'm going to kind of walk you through what they are and show you kind of what I've built in Excel to help coaches out and to help us be able to identify trends faster. So this is what it looks like when you first open it up. One of the first things that you want to gonna do is hit this button, Enable Macros. That's going to allow you to click the buttons. You'll see it'll work, but make sure to click Enable Macros. So this is what it looks like. Up here, you can go ahead and enter in your MTLD name. Um, so I'll go ahead and enter that in for myself. And then you can enter in your core members' names. I'm just going to enter in just some random names of former students, but just pretend that these are core members. So and all right. So these are some of my actual former students. Now that we've got our core members entered in, another great feature that I want to emphasize is this. This is a expand button, and you'll see this a lot of times throughout this model that I've developed. If you hit that, you'll see that this expands out to the right, and you can enter in general information. So you can say that he's at Banneker. Um, and his phone number is 404 something, and email is blah blah blah. Okay, so here you can kind of keep all the information for your core members, and if you hit that plus tab again, it'll expand back out. So you see some numbers here. You see this 100%, 0%, and it's in red and green, and these overall averages. I'm going to explain what that means, but first I want to talk about just a few basic things that you need to know before you start using this Excel model. First and foremost, do not enter anything like equals or a hyphen or things like that. Basically, anything that you would use shift and the number keys for, don't enter those symbols because it plays with Excel. It can make a formula. That's just a word of advice, just to get things started. So, the beautiful thing about this tool is that if you click any one of these numbers, so let's say Cortavius is core member number 1, and I click on him, this takes us to Cortavius's page, and we can see a few things about Cortavius. So let's pretend this is our first observation of the year of Cortavius. We're going to hit this plus tab up top, and you'll expand out. And so you see that there's already some notes taken about Cortavius. And the beautiful thing here is we can also say, okay, what's the level of culture achievement? We'll put them at apathetic. What's the engagement with rigor? Put him at passive and confused, and we'll say that he is making typical growth. All right. So down here, the real significant thing is, I can put the student level change that I'm trying to make, the teacher level change I'm trying to make. Even down here, there's places for questions, follow-up, coaching plans, so on and so forth. And you can kind of use this to your liking. And so let's say the first time I'm going to Cortavius, these are the things that I want to work on. And so I want him to do these things with the students and do these things with the teacher. So I expand that back in, and the second time I come see him, right, I need to remember, okay, what was it that I wanted to see in his classroom? Did this student level and teacher level change happen? Yes, they did. Did the teacher level change happen? Yes, it did. And let's hit yes. And the beautiful thing is you see on the teacher level change, you see that data pop up. And let's say that the student level change doesn't happen. So we hit no, right? And we go through and we're able to go ahead and enter this information in our coaching notes. The beautiful thing here is that over the duration of the year, you're going to be able to see the work that you've done with core members over time, and whether the work that you're doing is making the student level and teacher level change that you've anticipated. So, and you can continue to enter that information. So on the third observation, you can go in and see, and let's say, yes, this time it happens, and on the teacher level change, no, it doesn't happen. Or you can hit NA if you're not able to observe those things. And so, Yeah, so that's essentially the gist behind it, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete those things. And one other note that I would really point out to you is to make sure that when you're entering spaces, if you want to enter in a space, make sure to hit Alt and Enter if you're using a PC computer, or if you're using a Mac, you'll hit the Control Option and enter button, and then that'll hit your space. That'll allow you to make spaces in here. So let's go back to the summary tab. So we see that we have some data here, right? And the really cool thing about this is once you have your entire cohort entered in here, you'll see these numbers populate, and over time you're going to be able to see for your cohort what student level, what percentage is your cohort making the student level change, and what percentage is it making the teacher level change, and just where you're at overall. So it looks like right now in our cohort, they're making the teacher level change fairly frequently, but we really have to work on the student level change. And also, when you look at Tavius, he's an outlier. It looks like he's not really taking the actions that we've said. Let's click on him. And if you see, his classroom's not really on par, and he's not taking the actions. This may be a good point early on to have a critical and a pretty direct conversation. And the beautiful part about this tracker is that it allows you to see these trends early on, and it also makes your step backs and follow-ups a lot more simple and easy. The other thing that I really want to show you all about this tracker is if you scroll over to the right, you see these action items. So let's just pretend, an action item that I always have to do is data, right? Or we could do surveys, right? So you have to get people to do data or send in their data for progress known, and to help us make trends and student progress and see what's going on and how to adjust forward. Same thing for surveys. So if you hit this plus tab, um, you'll see a few things here, right? So you'll see for Cratavius, was the deadline met? Did he send his data in? Yes, he sent in his data. Did Dontavius send in his data on time? Yes, he sent in his data. And let's say for Tavius, no, he did not send it in. And so you see how these numbers populate. And the beautiful thing is you can even enter in like the follow-up steps that you've taken. So I can say, okay, I sent a follow-up email to Tavius, and then he did go ahead and send it in. So was it completed? Yes, he went and finally completed it. And so you can see here where we're at. And so we can even say, in terms of our teacher actions, you can kind of see who's invested. We can see that Tavius is not making the deadlines how we might have hoped. And we can also just like track action items in addition to the student level changes and the overall teacher level changes that people are making. This has been incredibly valuable, and it's really allowed me to speak very specifically and make better work with my core members. The last thing I want to show you is this schedules tab. So if you click on this button, it'll take you to a sample of what schedules can look like. So in here you can kind of set up all the schedules if you merge the cells and color it in. So basically I can have all the schedules here and see where things are at, and once again if you hit this summary tab you will return back. So that's pretty much the gist of this tool. I have found it to be incredibly helpful, and so have a few other MTLDs. You can track action items. If you expand out, if you hit yes, no, so on and so forth, you can see what people are doing over time, as we've said before. And ultimately, you can identify trends just a lot more quickly. And so it's really been helpful for me. You can do up to 30. If you want to do more, just let me know. And let me know if you have any suggestions to make it better or any questions on how to use it. Thank you all so much. I appreciate your time, and I hope this helps you make greater impact for kids.